Welcome to the In Between podcast, where sisters Paye Dallin and Leslie Rich are visiting with some of their friends and talking about what's going on in their lives. We are so excited to introduce you this week to not only our dear friend, but our cousin, Stacie Bloomfield. Stacie is an incredible artist and mother and wife, and she runs a thriving business selling all the beautiful things that she creates. And we are so excited to chat with her and for you to get to hear a little bit from her heart. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the in-between. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the In-Between podcast. I am super excited about our guest today because she's not only a friend, an amazing person, but she is actually our cousin. So this is Stacie Bloomfield, and Stacie's dad and our dad are brothers. So we are first cousins, and we just love Stacie so much. It's kind of fun to interview somebody that you know on a more personal level as well. Stacie is just a phenomenal artist. She always has been. We always knew that growing up with her. She would just draw these amazing things, and it was like you could see the talent from super early on. So Stacie, welcome to the In-Between.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, sorry, go ahead.
No, we're just really glad you're here. We're going to hear more about your business and everything in a little bit, but we always like to start with our intuits and overits. And so we're going to jump right in with intuits. And Leslie, I'm going to let you start. What are you into right now?
So my into, and I think it happens every year during the fall and winter months, but I'm so into my crock pot. I can't live without it. Like, I have so many amazing recipes, and I just love the crock pot because it just makes life simpler with dinner and all that. And then I just like the smell in my house all day of something kind of slow cooking. I'm actually going to share one of my favorite recipes this week. I'll put it on the blog and the website and everything, but it's like, I call them ranch chicken tacos, and it's so easy. You just dump chicken breasts and a couple different kinds of seasoning in there and just let it cook. And I use that chicken for everything. So anyway, I make a really awesome chicken tortilla soup with it. So anyway, I love my crock pot. I actually sold 2 crock pots before I moved. Paige was with me, like packing the house, and we're like, are 3 crock pots like a little much? And we decided yes. So I'm down to just 1, and I really kind of miss the other 2. But anyway, I'm trucking on with my crock pot.
I need to actually interject here because I helped Leslie pack her kitchen before they moved to Nashville. Not only does she have 3 crock pots, I feel like you had 4 Dutch ovens. Is that right as well?
No. I had 2 Dutch ovens and then a couple other like big stock pots. So
it was a lot. So I'm glad that you have minimalized a little bit. So
all the Dutch ovens came to Nashville.
Of course. They're like your other children. So I'm glad they came with you. Good. All right. So crock pots for Leslie. Stacie, what are you into?
Okay. I am really into personality tests, and the AMIA Graham is my new one that I'm really into. Have you heard about it?
Yes.
I have, and I really want to do it, but I haven't yet.
Okay, it's great. So I love Myers-Briggs, and I'm an INFJ, which it's like, I know myself so much better. Yeah, Leslie, I think you are too. Well, my church has been going through studying the Enneagram, and it's another way of like identifying yourself, figuring out who you are more, what motivates you, what you're like under stress, and like spiritually also like ways to use this test to help you just kind of walk down that road. And so my whole church, we're kind of nerds right now. We're insufferable to be around because we're like, oh yeah, well, it's an Enneagram 3, blah, 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 blah. And all of our conversations are about our Enneagram types, whether we're at church or not at church. So I feel bad for people who are around us right now. But I have identified that I am an Enneagram type 3.
Okay.
Someone who likes to work really, really hard and really identifies like a lot of their personal worth through their hard work and their work ethic. And there's someone who can spin anything to really make it sound like it's winning. You know what I mean? And, like I don't sit around and just like not do anything. I'm always doing something. And so, I don't know, when I read that test, it was like, oh, it was almost cringeworthy because the bad parts are totally like me and the good parts are totally like me. And then we identified what my husband is, and he's an AMIA Graham type 5. And they're really quiet people who are really introspective, and they're always thinking, and they're not super like social necessarily. And my husband's a math professor, and he's very analytical. Anyway, I feel like all of a sudden, like, I'm able to discover more about myself and more about my husband. And I don't know, I really nerd out about these kind of things. So yeah, that's what I'm into.
That's so cool. No, I'm very interested in the Enneagram. Do you have a recommendation? Did you do a certain book, or do you know if you can do it like online or something?
You can do it online through the Enneagram Institute. They have an official test that's really great. And then also, and I can get you the name of the book, but I've been reading through this book with my church, and I don't remember the name right now because I'm really bad with titles. But I can do that, and it's really great. But yeah, the Enneagram Institute has a really great free test, I think. So.
Okay. Good. Okay. Well, we will have to check that out. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's every person I've heard that's done it, they kind of have the same thing. It's like these major aha moments of, oh my gosh, that makes so sense. That's why I do the things that I do, and how we're motivated. So I love it. Okay. So what I am into, most people who know me know, I love to read. Like, I read a lot. But it can get expensive if you read a lot. So I subscribe to, there's a blog called The Modern Mrs. Darcy, and she has, like, if you'll subscribe to her thing, every single day she sends you 6 great Kindle deals. Somehow, like, she's in with all of, like, the publishers, and so they let her know when great books are going on sale. And so I get an email every day, and I don't buy them every day. It's actually become a problem. I have like 35 books on my Kindle right now waiting to be read because I was able to get them for like 99 cents or like $1.99. And but so if you are a reader, then I highly recommend it because it's a great way to get good deals on books. So I'm into it.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. So what would you say you are over? Stacie, we'll start with you. What are you over?
It's pretty boring, but I'm really over the weather because it is hot here, and I'm in Arkansas, and it's maybe 80 degrees today. And then I was in Houston last weekend for a conference, and it was almost 90, and it's November, and I really would like to feel like it's fall. Like, I'm wearing this sweater just for looks, really. It's like I'm really hot, and I'm ready to feel fall and feel like I can just get in the spirit and not walk out and feel like I'm sweating because it's so gross outside. So it's kind of boring, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll come your way. It's actually raining in Texas today. So I don't know. Maybe we'll send it your way. So it's the first day in a long time. It feels like fall, which is really nice.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I am over, and I don't want to sound too critical, and I kind of watch myself on this, but I'm over, like, the people that overpost on Instagram. And here, let me define, because I like to keep up with people, but I just started following somebody who, it's like a clothing line, and they sell really cute stuff. And I was like, oh, those are cute boots. Okay, I'm going to follow this account so I can kind of see. Okay, they have posted 18 times in the last 2 hours.
Oh, that's excessive.
I've already had to, like, unfollow because, and it's funny because I texted my mom and I was like, you need to follow this account. They have this stuff looks like you. She goes, oh no, I used to. They post too much. And I was like, oh, that's just mom. It's probably like 3 or 4 times a day, and that's like too much for her. But I totally get it. It's like overkill, and it makes me just not even want to look at what they have because I'm just scrolling through to see, has anyone else, like, there are times I think, oh, did I click on their page? And somehow I'm just looking at their stuff because it's so many in a row. But so anyway, I enjoy keeping up with people, but 17, 18 posts in 2 hours, it was just too much. So
what's your Instagram following like then? Because, like, I would lose all of my followers. If
that's when I'm like, I need to go see. Yeah, I quickly unfollowed. So I was just like, I can't keep up with this. So I
had a friend who told me, and I don't know if this is true, that Instagram etiquette is 2 times a day. That's what, does that sound right to you, Stacie?
Yes, I'm very strategic. I post once in the morning about 7:30 in the morning and once at night about 8 o'clock at night. That's when I find I get the most engagement from my audience. But if I post like a third time in the afternoon, not only will it be a really like not popular post, but I find myself going back and deleting that post later because like 2 times a day seems to really like work. Any more than that, it's too much. So
Yeah, I agree.
What are you over, Paige?
Well, I am over. This is actually a little bit of an into it / over it. I am over going to the grocery store because I discovered the order online and go pick up, and it has changed my life. And so much so that literally I have not gone to the grocery store. I mean, I probably should, but I haven't in like the last like month because it's working, the whole ordering and then just driving up and then putting it in my car. So I'm saying goodbye to the.
I have a question about this. So did they pick like exact brand? Like I'm kind of picky about certain things.
Yeah.
Brands or like my produce, I would be super nervous about.
I will admit I was nervous about my produce too. So I tried it and like they chose avocados for me and they were perfect avocados. I got my bananas and they were perfect. The one thing I did discover with produce is the way I use Walmart does it, you have to do it by the pound. And I realized I don't know how much anything weighs. So like the first time I did it, I was like, I'm going to say like 4 pounds of bananas. Can I just tell you? That's so I ordered 4 pounds of bananas, which is like, I don't know, like 20. So I'm also learning some basic like weight and math through it. So it's a win-win.
I love Walmart pickup. I did a pickup yesterday with Walmart grocery pickup.
You did. Do you like it too? Has it been? Yes.
Well, I have 3 kids, and I do not go to the grocery store with all 3 of them. So I can just drop off some of the kids at school, and then one of them's in the car with me, and I just go wait for them to put my groceries in my car. And yesterday, like my son loves blueberries, and they were so nice. They put blueberries in and brought them out to me, and they inspected them. They're like, you know what? We don't think these blueberries are good enough. We're going to go inside and trade them out for you, so they're even better. And I was like, awesome, thank you. And it's gotten better. I've been doing Walmart pickup for like 6 months, and I feel like it just gets better. And at Christmas time, they give you free little goodies in your grocery bags, I've heard. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to have to check it out.
It changes things for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Walmart closest to me, there was like attempted robbery and stabbing perhaps like 2 days ago. So I've avoided the Walmart close to me in a little shady part of town. So maybe I need to drive a little further to a nicer area and see if it's worth it. But okay, I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, try it out. So Stacie, you are a mom. You just said you're a mom to 3 adorable kiddos. You're married to a brilliant math guy named Nathan. And then you also own a thriving small business named Gingiber. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I own a business, like she said, called Gingiber, and we sell animal-centric goods for the young and the young at heart. That's our new tagline we're going with. We change it up sometimes. But essentially, I draw animals. Like I'm an illustrator. I've always drawn, and I kind of found my path in business when my first daughter was born. I wanted the artwork that I wanted to put in her nursery, so I just made my own. And I started selling it on Etsy, which at the time was kind of new. And then it kind of started rolling into like a real career. So I've been doing it now over 7 years, and I sell things like, you see these art prints behind me, or what else? This is like a little pillow made from my fabric line, and cute stationery and gifts, tea towels, tote bags, screen printed items, and we sell online on our website, and then we sell wholesale to about 250 stores. And then I also have recently started licensing my artwork with companies like the Land of Nod and West Elm and Moda Fabrics, which is the largest distributor of quilting fabric in North America, and a lot of other new projects. So I just had a coloring book come out, and yeah, I just stay busy. So
as a fellow creative type person, I know that it's very easy for me anyways to kind of get a little one-track minded about the creative stuff. And I'm sure for you, it's like the drawing comes naturally and easily and stuff like that. But owning a business, there's the whole administrative side. So how have you found good ways to balance those? Has that been an issue for you at all? Or how do you keep the creativity flowing while keeping the business running?
Well, it keeps evolving. And that's what I think with anyone who owns a small business, what works one year may not work the next year, because there's really an ebb and flow to when you're selling products, and it's unpredictable sometimes. But so I used to do all the admin myself, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I had a CPA to help me file my taxes, but gosh, maybe 2 years ago, my CPA, when I gave him my books, he was like, so you will get audited, and the IRS will feel really bad for you, because they'll be like, man, she had no idea what she was doing. This was not intentional, that she's, so they'll let you off the hook, but you really got to get your life in order. And I was like, oh man. So I hired a bookkeeper last year, first of all, to help me just with, paying my taxes, because you have to pay local taxes and state and federal and all this stuff. You have to keep good tabs on it. And I'd rather not. I'd rather just do the work and kind of see the money coming in, but not really watch what's going out. So I got a bookkeeper, and that helped. And then a few years ago, my sister, Angie, Angie, because she's your cousin too. And I brought her on board. And at first she was helping me with the menial tasks, like customer service and emails and ordering and things like that. But now she's taken on more of a role managing the wholesale side of things, which is this whole other craziness. I don't know. So yeah, as we've grown, instead of me doing it all myself, I've delegated out some of the responsibilities. And we've been fortunate that we have grown big enough to bring on a few people to the team. That's helped, but I still have my hand in a little bit of everything. And you're right, I would rather be drawing. I would rather be sketching or scheming or thinking of my next big venture, because I'm really forward thinking. I'm always thinking about not what's happening right now, but what's going to happen in the future. And that's great when you're creative and you're an entrepreneur, but you also have to have the balance to that. So Angie's really good at being like, no, Stacie, we can't spend this money right now on this. We really need to keep a handle on this, and this is our budget for this. And I just want to be like, let's do it now. Why not? And so it's good to have people there who can help with that. So
that is really good. So you've been doing this for 7 years. What advice would you give to someone who is wanting to start their own small business? Maybe they have a hobby or a real gift. What have you learned that you would tell them?
Well, gosh, so much has changed in 7 years. I would say, for me, 7 years ago, I was in the right place at the right time. I worked really hard and I put out a good product, but I joined Etsy as my primary selling venue right when Etsy was kind of on the cusp of exploding. So 7 years ago, that made sense. But today, I would say, if you're going to start your own venture, I would really work on your social media presence, because that's one of the main ways you can reach people now. And, that's tricky because there's Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. You kind of need to find one venue that you want to focus on for reaching your audience and go with that. I would say also, and this is important, don't go off and start your own business if you don't have enough money saved to do that. So I worked a full-time job for several years before I went off and did Gingiber full-time. I worked as a coffee shop manager and then as an admin at a university. And I worked until I worked that and my Gingiber job at night until I made enough at Gingiber to replace my full income with my day job. Because sometimes there's this big idea now that if you just believe in yourself and you work really, really hard, it's all going to fall into place. And that sounds really cool. And I wish it was that easy, but sometimes there's some dry periods when you're really trying to sell products, even when you're seasoned and you've been doing it for a long time. And so I would just say take a risk, start something new, but there's no shame in working another job at the same time until you've replaced your income.
Right. That's good.
So how can, holidays are coming up, holiday shopping is coming up. For me, I'm a huge online shopper. It has just saved me time and having to track stuff down and all that kind of stuff. And I know that's your business. People order things online. So how are some ways that we can support small business and
Yeah.
what, how much does that mean to you as a business owner?
Okay, it means everything to me. So when you run a small business, you have your hand in everything, and your profit margins probably aren't going to be as high when you run a small business as, say, like a chain. But the thing is, when you're running a small business and you do what I do, where we hand make or we hand illustrate everything that we produce, like the quality tends to be a bit higher, and the quality's higher, and then also it's not something that you could find everywhere. You know what I mean? So when you're supporting a small business, you're supporting not just like their products because you like them, but you're also supporting like that person and their livelihood. And, you know, shop small is like a big movement during the holidays, like shop small. But I've noticed some of the bigger corporations have actually kind of started saying that they're also small too. So like you'll see like a certain credit card company advertising like shop small and use your credit card. But I don't know. I'm kind of on a tangent, so edit out anything you want to. I would say if you shop small, think about your local boutiques, first of all, your local brick and mortar stores, because they're the ones who are competing a lot with like your Targets and your Walmarts. And then think about who you're following on Instagram too. You might be following like a maker on Instagram who you think their photos are really inspiring in their lifestyle, but you know, they're just like me. You know, there are people who are counting on sales to come in every day, and they're hoping that people respond to their product and like it. And like me, they're banking on holiday being the time of year where they make the majority of their income. So that's why shopping small during the holidays really matters, because when you own a small business, sometimes you spend most of the year in the red waiting for your holiday time so that you can make your profit back. And that's how most of the small businesses that I know run. It's really just an investment towards that last 6 weeks of the year, you know, Thanksgiving to Christmas. And so it really matters that if you say you support a small business by liking their Instagram post or commenting, like, why not just consider focusing your holiday shopping there as well? Your items will probably be more unique than you could find anywhere else, and there's a story to it. Story to it probably. Hey, I don't know if you can edit that out.
You're good.
There's probably a story about the maker who's made it as well. And, you know, the person who's making that item is just like you. They're a person with a family, and they're just trying to provide for them. So that's why it matters.
Awesome.
That's so good. I love it. You know, I've kind of just personally made the decision this year. I'm going to try to do that more. And I think the biggest obstacle for that is just in our mind, anyways, convenience, because we're pretty lazy, most people, if they're like me. But there is something so rewarding, I know, whenever I give a gift and it's unique and it's well thought out, and it's like, you know, it's something exactly that you can't just run to Target and go get. So I love that. With that in mind, let me ask you, what is the favorite thing that you are selling right now? What do you just love? Are you excited about?
Okay, I am excited about two things. First of all, we have this really great calendar, and it's full of 12 of my favorite illustrations that I've ever done, and it's a wall calendar, and it's really beautiful. We call it the Enchanted Animals calendar because it has all these beautiful, lovely forest animals and these sophisticated motifs, and it still feels like my work, but it feels elevated a little bit. And we're selling those like hotcakes to our retailers, so that feels really good. I'm really excited about that, but I'm really excited about a line of tea towels that we just introduced. And one of them has a sloth on it, one of them has a unicorn on it, and one of them has a llama. And those are kind of like it animals right now. They're really trendy, and I really love them. And so we released those last month, and they're super fun because you can give them as gifts for like hostess gifts. You can give them to teachers. I have a lot of parents who get them and hang them on the walls of their kids' rooms as big oversized wall hangings because they're really pretty and screen printed. And I'm really stoked about those. So
those are fun. Okay, well, on our show notes page, everyone, we will have links to all of Stacie's really cute items that you can go buy. And yeah, so I'm excited about that.
I love the idea of teacher gifts because that is like always the hardest thing. And I know teachers are probably like grateful for whatever you get them, but do they really want like another candle or another, you know what I mean? Another coffee mug or another plastic tumbler cup full of candy. Like, so I'm with Paige. I like giving a unique, well thought out gift and something fun, like a tea towel. I mean, who can't use more tea towels? But when they're cute and fun, like it's even better. So that's a great thought. So I love all your stuff. I think probably one of my favorite things I've seen you do was when you did like the 52 dogs.
Yeah.
Like that you illustrated a different breed of dog each week. I thought that was so cute. I loved waiting to see like, what's this week's dog going to be? And so
yeah, that was so fun. And it's hard to believe I did that back in 2013, which is
crazy. Like I still remember it because it was so cute. You've just, everything you put out is just amazing. And I just love it.
And with the dog prints, actually, we donate a portion of the sales for each of the dog prints to the Humane Society. And we do that every year, and that's been really fun. I'm an animal lover. Obviously, that's all I really draw are animals. So that was where we decided to put some like charitable focus on how Gingiber could give back. So that's been a rewarding thing to do every year too. So
that's so good. Well, Stacie, it was so fun talking to you. I'm so glad that you came on, and I just hope you have your best holiday season ever. And I hope that your family just has a great holiday as well. So let me ask you this one final question.
Yeah.
How does all this work with your bustling family?
Yeah. Okay. So it's bonkers, guys. It's crazy. Every day my day is a little different. So I have 3 children, and they all have school that starts at different times and pick up at different times. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm home with my youngest. I've set up my schedule this semester to where I'm in the office 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week I'm home. So my little guy is 2 years old, so I'm home with him Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, he goes to a kid's day out, which is really nice, gives me some time to work. But, I'm up at 6 a.m., one kid's at school at 7:30, one's at school at 7:45, then I have a nice hour and a half window until the next one goes to school. And then I run to work and get as much done as I can and drink as much coffee as I can and come home, and I kind of fix dinner. I'm a horrible cook, and we eat a lot of macaroni and cheese, I'm not going to lie. And we just make it work. My husband, though, I think I got to give him credit. He's the type of husband that wants to see me chasing after my passion as much as I want to see him chasing after his passion. So we've never had that feeling of like competition where time is concerned for work. Like when he needs time to go out and do some extra work, I'm like, go, I've got it. And then whenever he's home and I need to go do something, same thing. He never questions or never feels like I'm monopolizing the time. I feel like we're really partners in that aspect. And our work, maybe in a healthy way, makes us both feel good. But I will say this too, being a working mom means that my daughters, and hopefully my son, once he's old enough to really understand what's happening, they get to see me do more than just being a mom. Not that just being a mom is bad. My mother was an amazing stay-at-home mother, and she gave me so much, but I found a lot of fulfillment from my work and being able to help provide for my family. And my daughters see that, and they both want to grow up to be illustrators now. And I think that's really sweet. I don't know if they're going to be illustrators, but they see that, oh yeah, this is what you do. You grow up and you work hard, and sometimes you can create your own path, and that's great. And I want them to feel like they can create their own path too. So I feel like even though it's crazy and unconventional, and I don't have a set paycheck every month, because it varies, I derive so much joy from what I do, and I get to share it with my family. And I don't know, it makes it sweeter somehow. So
that's so good. I love it. Well, you can tell that you enjoy what you do, because even just as you start talking about it, like joy just comes out of you. So, so keep running hard, drawing, and making beautiful things. Because I think too, when you make beautiful things, it blesses other people, and it just makes their homes kind of come to life more. So thank you again for talking to us. And like I said before, we'll put all of Stacie's ways you can connect with her on our website. And so go buy a cute tea towel or something else from her. And we'll see you next week on the In Between podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us this week for the In Between podcast. We hope you enjoyed our visit with Stacie Bloomfield, and we hope you'll go to our website, theinbetween.com. In the blog section, you'll find links to Stacie's Instagram as well as her online store where you can browse and order some great gift items and things for your home. You can also stay connected with the In-Between through our Facebook page and our Instagram, and we really do love connecting with you guys. Don't miss next week. We've got a great episode in store. We'll see you back here. Have a great one.